When Lawrence trundles down the west coast into Navajo, Mexico, he resorts to familiar tropes that capture his intrigue. There are lonely, inhuman green hills. It is not quite of this earth, and it has had the door of life shut on it. If he'd described it as prehistory, we would have had a full house of signifiers that represent his desire not merely to travel, but to travel back through time. But there is a great humour too, such as this wonderful description of Alamos, a once lovely little town, lost and slipping down the gulf in the mountains, 40 miles up the awfulest road I've ever been bruised along, but somehow or other you get there, and more wonderful, you get out again. There are two reasons for his discontent, though he may not be aware of it. Firstly, Frida is not with him, and he doesn't know where she is. His loneliness is compounded by going 3 weeks with no letters since leaving Los Angeles. Secondly, as his companion Kaigochi later observed, he is without purpose. He needs, in a high degree, something else to think about. I am absolutely sure that he would live more happily if he could go out for a few hours a day and have some work to do, milk a cow or plough a field. Although Mexico is occasionally like living on Mars, he does find time to relax, such as when we did nothing but drink beer and whisky cocktails. But this is no grand tour of luxury, more like an endurance contest, as there is no railroad in Tepic, so we shall have to go by stage and a day on mules across the barranca if we are to get to Guadalajara. They certainly won't be as fast as the cockroaches in the dilapidated half-built buildings who are running on the floor full speed. When he arrives in Jalisco, it has a definite fascination for him, and he begins selling rananum to his friends. Earl Brewster is told, "I should be happy if I could have a little ranch and you and Aisha and the child a house 2 fields away. And Catherine Carswell may like his plans for a little centre, a ranch, where we could have our little adobe houses and make a life." He even makes up with Mabel Dodge Llewellyn. "Yes, I was pretty angry, but now let us forget it." He even gives her a compliment for teaching him how to ride a horse, which has recently come in handy. Then he offers her some advice on how to let life slowly drift into you. When reviews are unfavourable, he tells his publisher Thomas Seltzer, "I'd much rather be printed in Vanity Fair than in these old, highbrow, weak-gutted nations." And thus his love affair with America begins to wane. I don't mind if America doesn't like me, because I feel great disgust for America. There is only one thing for it. I suppose I shall go back to England. They all press me so hard, but I shan't hurry. However, this journeying across the globe has had an impact on his worldview, and in places he seems to echo sentiments we now associate with decolonising the curriculum. Sometimes I am driven to hating the white world with its whiteness like a leprosy. Murray declares England will again lead the world, but I myself know that England alone cannot. She must be juxtaposed with something that is in the dark volcanic blood of these people. One thing alone won't work, nor one spirit alone. It needs a polarity of two.